Alright, so this will be for Earth Science 105. I'm once again doing this during dismissal, so you may hear some announcements. First of all, nuclear fusion. This is what happens in our sun and other stars. And fusion means to fuse or join together. So what happens in the sun and other stars is that hydrogen atoms actually collide with enough force that they fuse and become helium. Alright, so the main thing here is nuclear fusion fuses the protons and neutrons of two atoms to make one atom. Nuclear fission means to split. So this is what happens in nuclear power plants. So the key thing here is that nuclear fission breaks the nucleus. Alright. So the convection in the mantle is what moves the plate, or at least that's part of what moves the continental plates and the oceanic plates. So you can kind of think of plate tectonics like a moving sidewalk or a conveyor belt.
We need to leave Summer Bird to the side, please. To leave Summer Bird to the side. We need Sierra Worm out back, please. Sierra Worm out back.
When people who raise cattle and stuff properly rotate their pastures, the grass does not get overgrazed, which means it stays healthy and the roots can hold soil in place, so there's not very much erosion. In overgrazed areas, where the cattle are allowed to graze the same place over and over and over, day after day after day after day after day, it can get overgrazed and the plants can actually be killed by this, because they're pulled up by the roots and they can't regenerate fast enough or grow fast enough to keep up with the grazing. And so this leads to more erosion, because as the plants die, there's more bare soil that can wash away. So on this graph we have water depth and we have months. And
Gabriel and Elijah Christian up front.
So as time goes by, right, we see that it's kind of level and then it starts going up. So this must have been a zone or a time of recharge where water was seeping into the aquifer. And then it goes up and then it goes down. And since it's going down, this must have been a discharge. Okay, this water was being pumped out of the aquifer. And it's level, and then it starts going up again. So this again must be an area of recharge. And if we compare this recharge with this recharge, this is a steeper incline. Okay, so this is the greater recharge. There's more water being added per month than over here. Aquifers recharge slowly. It can take decades, maybe even centuries.
Still waiting on Talib Bird to the side. Talib Bird to the side.
All right, greenhouse gases trap heat. All right, so there shouldn't be a line there. Greenhouse gases trap heat. All right, and so when the greenhouse gases are in the atmosphere and they trap heat, some of that reflected heat is trapped in the atmosphere and only some of it escapes. Okay, that's why the line is thinner. Okay? Some of it was trapped. All right. Without the greenhouse gases, though, all of the reflected heat off of the Earth's surface is going to reflect back into space. So the heat escapes, and this would be a much cooler planet. All right. So greenhouse gases help keep the planet warm. So the greenhouse effect itself is not a bad thing. The problem is that we humans are adding excess carbon dioxide, excess greenhouse gases to the atmosphere by burning fossil fuels. The main reason for sea level rise currently is melting ice caps. Remember that chemicals and pollutants in runoff can cause cancer for land animals, animals in lakes and rivers and ponds, even animals in the ocean can have increased cases of cancer because of chemical pollutants in runoff. All right, so what some farmers do is they plant their corn or soybeans or tomatoes or whatever, and they plant row after row after row of corn. And then they have a row of grass. And you might be thinking, well, why would you plant grass? You're not getting food from that. You're not selling it. What's the point? Well, the point is to prevent erosion. The grass is going to help slow down runoff so that it can soak into the soil instead of just running off and carrying soil with it. Because remember, if you're a farmer, you need good soil to grow your crops. You don't want it to erode away.
All right, beginning teachers, please don't forget there is a beginning teacher meeting in Mr. White's room at 4:15.
And that's it. So I'll see you next time. Stay curious.